Congratulations, you clicked on a educational video here. So I've laid out the video here, and topic today will be about your brain. And if you sit there, listen to it, full focus, then I promise you will learn something from this video. This is a full guide on your brain. So why should you listen to me? Well, for one, I am not some guy, sitting here, this is how you make 10k a month. I'm talking about things that I have done to clear my brain in this video specifically. So, everything today, which I will share, I have actually implemented and tried in my real life. So I'm not just top 7 ways to get girls and I don't have a girl. No, the things I'm sharing on this video help me share my brain, and I will talk about why this is very important. Maybe you're not looking to be a businessman, maybe you're not looking to be this and this and that, but this will help you no matter what endeavor later on in life or wherever you are now. It will help you no matter what. That is a promise I can make, as it has helped me tremendously in pretty much every part of my life. Like, it's insane. So I will tell you the real takeaways in this video. So, story, right? So I remember last year, 2023, it was August, the week after school started summer break, like last year. You can probably see here in the picture. So I had this pain that I thought I had gotten rid of. I thought I've gotten rid of every instant gratification. Here I am, 1, 2, 3, 3 different at the same time. I like to think I'm this ultra disciplined, masculine, whatever. But you can clearly see here, right? You see? Right here. What happened? I had this, pain. When I got back to school, I'm like, oh, school is back again. Like, oh, come on. I had this, CEO morning routine, 4 a.m., whatever. Everything worked out well. But my health started to decline here. Because I woke up this 4 a.m. and I'm like, but 4 a.m. is so cool. But I don't know. I felt like I was sleep deprived. I got that. I ate 9 hours of sleep, but I still felt like shit, right? And then when school started, but I still got through it even though I had these sleep issues. I went to school, right? And now I had another thing to tackle in my life. I was already tired. Now I'm even more tired. Wake up 4 a.m. I sit there, sleep at 5. I literally went to bed again because I couldn't even focus. I literally slept in front of the camera. That's how tired I was. And when school came, you need to go to school, and the school is starting like 8:15 for different people, but for me it was. And then 7, you need to take the bike there, and then you need to shower, you need to prepare yourself to school, you need to take your computer with you, charge it, you need to take your lunch, your dinner, there's so much to it. It's not only, but it only takes 40 minutes to get there. No, preparing time, and then it actually takes many hours to be there, and then you're unproductive there because the school environment is, it's crazy, man. School environment is shit for learning. You have this 2-hour lecture, right? But you only work for 30 minutes, and then there's 20 people in the classroom. They're speaking everything, and I am very sensitive myself. When you work alone. You need to work alone. It sounds fun. It's the sexy way, right? Oh, it's so fun to talk with my friends. Look, I can speak with a girl, I can do this. When you work, you sit down and work. You literally have no sound. You sit there with your head earbuds or whatever. You can maybe have some music on, but for me, I don't like it. But you just sit there with something blocking out sound. And then you stare into your work, whatever it's your reading, your writing, your whatever, your recording, whatever you're doing. You just sit artistically focusing in like that, because when you get into that flow, athletes like to call this in the zone. You get into this mode, right? You're like hyper focused. You get like 6, 7, maybe 8 times more work done. And why are you in school? It's not like you're, oh my god, school, I'm so hype. No, you have to go to school, one. And when you're in the school, they say, oh, it's for learning, it's important, education. Yeah, it's for education. So don't waste your time. Because if it's only for education, then get that ass work done. But, you know, let's say you have a 2-hour lecture, but it got done in 50 minutes. Then they say, oh, we can have something more for you. No matter how good or how productive you get, it won't change, because if you're more productive, then you will get more work. Yeah, sure, you can get the work done, less anxiety, oh, I don't have to do this. But, you see, it's a never ending. You can be as good as possible, they will force more work down your throat. It's really annoying. And being there, I knew this wasn't my business work, this wasn't my reading. This pain of being knowing that I won't even use this, because I don't want to lead the normal life. I don't want to get good grades, I can go to uni or whatever. It's not my plan, and I have reflected on this, journal on this recently, and it is not my thing. So I know the pain of being there. And not only was the pain of being there, but tough it up, man. Yeah, sure, okay, whatever. And I did for the week, right? And then I go home, and then I have this, an incessant need to negate the damage of my brain. You know, addicts, they're having a shit day. Let's say many alcohol addicts are drinking their sorrows away. Their sorrows from the war. Their family died in this war. They have one leg, they lost their children, they lost something very important for them. And their work is shit, and they know deep down this agriculture work is not purposeful. Because, yeah, they're hunter-gatherers, they're like, no, I don't eat this shit. Imagine working your whole life for something you do not wanna do. That's the dying regret of all people. I wish I would have done my own path. Not the path that someone else laid out for you. Well, sure, okay, if you yourself, you get the journalism session, you're like, oh my god, I really want to go to school. I'm not gonna stop you. And I'm not saying to skip in school because you will have problem with your parents and then whatever. Just do your work. And then that's it. But it just blows my mind, and for me it was the worst environment. Like, I had worse than most people in school. Oh, but you've had it good. No, I've had it worse than most people in school. You don't get this. Like, I was literally, it wasn't since like 3rd or 4th grade that I learned to read. I couldn't even read for like half grade school. It wasn't until I was like 11, 12 years old. They're like, oh, alphabet. Yeah, I learned that shit 5 years later. I slept in class all day. Bored as hell. And because it was so boring, because it wasn't for me, I had to negate that shittiness of my life. And this was a very good coping strategy. No, it wasn't. It was the only coping strategy. That's how fucking bad it is. They're like, oh, 4 a.m., look, why don't you work? School was my worst enemy at this time, so nothing less than this would have sufficed. That's what I'm telling you about. Oh, but I'm trying to break habits. Yeah, sure, okay, you can get over the addiction, but it will be really hard. Like, the single worst or the single biggest reason why you can never break that addiction and still feel like shit and think you're at level 1 again or level 0, it's because something in your life, in my case school, has messed you over. Because yeah, school might be, oh, okay, it's boring, whatever, but for me it's it's like one of the worst thing I can imagine. Like, honestly, I would rather, like, I was out literally, I had APL, which is like, I don't know, it's like 4-week work thing, I don't know what it's called, but you're out there working 4 weeks, right? School, it's for school, like, you gotta get some working experience. Yes, I was out 4 weeks. I went to this church thingy. I cleaned the church, I prepared for ceremonies, I was out there, like my supervising, you know, I made the graves clean, you know, around the church, it will look good, and you know, all these things. I started 7 a.m. to 4 p.m, right? So like 9-hour work day plus, I don't know, a very long work day. I literally enjoy that so much more than school. And that was 9 hours of knowing I couldn't work my business. I couldn't read, I couldn't work on my business. But 9 hours of unpurposeful work or whatever was still better than school. That says something, right? That says something. That's my story, and that's why I'm very passionate about cleaning your brain. Because many of these things was because my brain was screwed over like you don't understand. So in this video I'm gonna talk about what are most people's brain issues, what are techniques to clear it and abuse that brain, or what is the difference between a clear and a deluded brain. First, this is most people. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, blunt here. This is most people. And by the way, this was me like last week. I'm trying to look, I'm gonna make a picture for my business. But this is a huge problem for most people. ADHD, attention span issues, can't focus on anything. You're there sitting in the classroom. Yeah, sure, school is unpurposeful, but even if you're doing your own work, you can't even sit for 1 hour. Like, I promise right now, if you're one of these people, you have already clicked on this video. If you're here, then you're one. You might be a TikTok brain, but you're like, I want to get over TikTok addiction. Well, first step is knowing that it's a problem. Good. 2, you have a serious pain in your life, right? You have a serious pain, and I make this video so you can take something and implement it. But this TikTok brain is the cause of, I don't want to feel like doing it. Oh, it's too hard. Everything is too hard in comparison to. And this has been your problem. There's something called dopamine. I think everyone has heard about this who has at least read a bit about self-improvement. If you've listened to other channels, dopamine. Well, I'm gonna make a very short explanation. It's literally chemical here. It's like a neurotransmitter in our brain, very sciencey stuff. But it's like a thing in our brain. Let's be very simple here. Thing in our brain that releases this pursuit, motivation, happiness in a way. But it's like very important that we optimize this, because if we have the dopamine against us, we have the rush, we have the motivation, we have that drive against us. It's like we have a weight on our forehead. So it's really you're like trying to, it's the force of nature, right? It's like you have the force of nature against you. It's nearly impossible to make any progress by doing this. This is why 1 hour video game, whatever, will never work. Because you will sit all day, if you have this 1 hour video game or whatever, you will sit all day. When can I play video games? When can I play video games? It's like you're hungry 24/7. How are you supposed to focus, right? It's the same thing. You're addicted 24/7. You're anticipating a reward. An anticipation of a daily reward is not how life works. You're trying to get your vegetables. You know, agriculture, it takes a year for your crops to grow, right? Don't expect it to take a day. It takes a year, or even, I don't know, sometimes 2 years, because it's famine. But let's not be that crazy. But you see, a daily anticipation of reward is being programmed to your brain because of this. They're literally, imagine this, the companies, who makes TikTok and whatever, like EU in this world, right? They have literally proposed the idea of banning TikTok, because they're China spying on us, they are, but anyways, that's a side tangent, but they're literally trying to restrict it so people can't use it as much. They're trying to ban it and whatever. I think this is a very good idea, but this TikTok thingy, it also causes this posture thingy. It causes this front, like this. You see, like this is normal, but it causes this. They cause shit neck posture, and then you have neck like this, and then, it looks stupid as well. But this ADHD, not being able to focus, it costs you so much. Yeah, it can be a business and in real life as well, because you're trying to read and learn something. Well, good luck with that when every single sentence you're reading, you're stumbling on the words, you're this and this and this, you're brain foggy, you're tired 24/7, and then you really don't feel like it because it's so hard, it's boring, it's this and this and that. Everything is hard, boring, and needs your 100% attention, which you don't have now. But these companies, these TikTok companies, they have programmed this so it will fuck your brain. Because their only, one and only goal is to make you click as much as possible. And that's a problem, not only because it's a waste of time, it's because it's fucking up your brain as well. So it takes up all your day, it takes up all your energy, it takes up all your motivation and pursuit. You're like, how do I get motivated? Well, you cannot get motivated if everything you're motivated by is the thing that's causing the damage. This is why I'm so passionate about this. So that's a very big problem. And this is another problem. Like, not only are you addicted, your attention span, you're this and this and that, but you also have brain fog. You have another weight in your forehead. Now, you had one, you had a kettlebell, now you have a dumbbell. But you know what I mean. You have another force working against you. And this is the brain fog and the food coma. You're having lunch in school, right? You go out for, I don't know, McDonald's, you go for noodles, fried rice chicken, whatever you pick. I'm eating whole greens, guys, I'm so healthy. And then you have like fucking different salads, and then maybe you have some pasta, and you have this shit food. And I'm telling you right now, what the fuck are you eating? Like, you thought brain fog was a condition you were born with. This is just my life. And honestly, most people don't even know their brain fog. That's why I'm talking about this now, because they're not aware. Because they're for their whole life had this damn fogginess in their head. And they always felt like, I guess I have something. I'm like, I understand what you're saying, because I had this myself. Because before, I couldn't even think for 1 minute. I've been here now 18 minutes, you see, and I've been able to talk without losing myself a single time. I haven't thought of, I'm gonna play video games now, No, I've been able to focus, because I have eliminated all social media usage, and tried to read. Meditation, up my attention span. I've done all this, I've fixed my diet, I have done all these techniques or whatever, all these implementations that is necessary. But the food coma you don't even know you have is clogging you down every single day. So I have an action step for you now if you have gotten through this already. So write down what you usually eat. Like, literally, go on Notion or go on notes on your phone or go on Google, or actually being a real guy, having a real notes with a real pen and paper. You don't have to do that, but it's like the best thing you can do. But this is just to get you aware. Because if you're gonna journal, if you're gonna, I wanna know more about this, I wanna figure this out so I can know what to do, whatever, then journaling on pen and paper is the only way. You can't even journal on a computer. Like, it doesn't work, man. You need to have a real pen and paper if you're trying to journal. But I just want you to write this down. What do you usually eat? Good. Now you have done that. Good. And if you don't know what's the problem, yeah, you wrote down what you eat, but you don't know what's the problem, then that's a problem by itself. Okay. Good. So now, I hope if you got the answer right, then I'm glad, but you most likely don't, because if you knew the answer, then you would fix it. Because, yeah, you have heard about this. Vegetables are healthy, right? You shouldn't eat junk food. Maybe you wrote down 5 times a week McDonald's, and maybe the best I can eat is like, I don't know, some lean meat, perhaps some holy greens, right? Maybe a potato, maybe a... So yeah, you might know what to be healthy in standards of the modern world, but it's not healthy, I'm telling you right now. I don't even know what diet you have, but maybe going from junk food to all vegetable diet is good, because you get rid of the seed oils, you can get rid of the worst processed food that are not natural. But you will only make a slight improvement. And honestly, if you eliminate the meat, like even processed meat is better than every single vegetable out there. So it's very weird, right? But here, I'm gonna tell you here. So most people are in this diet, like standard American diet, but this is the standard Western diet. It's pretty fucking bad. So maybe in America, maybe in these countries, highly processed foods is very normal. In countries such as Sweden, we tend to have a lower in highly processed food, because we know that food's supposed to be natural. It's not healthy to eat something who has been chemically prepared, who hasn't been in existence for a while. But vegetables, yeah, we're eating vegetables in the old days. We're eating potatoes, survived famine, blah blah blah, this and that. So we all can agree that highly processed food shall be eliminated, right? But many of these heart associations, these healthiness, these doctors, they promote low fat, or at least they promote no saturated fats. They're like, oh, it's gonna cause a heart attack, it's gonna clog your artery, it's gonna do this and this and that. It's weird because they just said that natural food is the best we can eat, and the most natural food is saturated fats, because that every single animal eats some kind of saturated fat. Oh, but gorillas eat vegetable diet. Yeah, but they convert it to saturated fat. But cow only eat grass. They also have this ruminant stomach system that it's very complicated, and they have medium protein to high fat. Every single animal has medium protein to high fat. Every single animal. Oh, but we're different. Yeah, even omnivorous animals do the same. Oh, but we're omnivores, right? Well, every omnivore animal is eating high saturated fats and high protein. And the only source of high saturated fat and protein for us is meat. Oh, but there's protein in nuts. There's protein in this and this and this. Is it bioavailable? You know what fiber is. You know why? People like to, ignore the fact that fiber, you can't get any nutrients from fiber. But then they're saying that you should eat 30 to 40% fiber in your diet. 30 to 40% in your diet is indigestible. How the fuck is this healthy? And then they go on to say, but you need a bit of it, or else you will get gout. You will get suppressed. Your stomach will get, you'll have a very bad stomach. It's good for your stomach. Huh? How the hell is 40% of something your stomach cannot digest be healthy? Oh, but you will have really hard poop. Yeah, it will hurt when you poop. It's it's crazy how messed up this advice is, because the moment I cut out fiber was the moment my stomach wasn't. The moment I stopped having diarrhea was the moment I cut out all carbohydrates and all fibers. Oh, but if I only eat fiber, then it's fine. If you only eat fiber, then you have zero nutrients. Why are you eating? It's not like fiber is tasty. You know your mushroom, your broccoli. You're not eating that for taste. You eat that because people say it's healthy. Now I'm telling you it's not healthy and you don't need to eat it. you have an infant, right? Infant, uninfluenced by the modern stupid world. They see a broccoli, they see a Brussels sprout, they see a mushroom. They spit on it and say, I don't want to eat it, Mom. For a good reason. Oh, but kids don't know better. Kids have an intuition of a Homo sapien, top of the food chain. You give them a ribeye steak, they eat like they've never gotten food, because they were really in this state as children. They need nutrients, so bioavailable ribeye steak from grass-fed or whatever, a lot of fat, like literally beef tallow with ribeye steak. It's like the best you can give your kid. It's like the highest nutrient load out there. The fat, which is not only a calorie source and not only extremely important, it might be more important than protein. Yeah, it is more important than protein, because fat, that's the hormone levels. Like if you only eat meat, then you only need like 30, maybe 40% protein. So you eat a ribeye steak, you get 100 gram protein, you get 50 of fat. Fat is 3 times more calories, whatever, so it's like 150, 200. You get like 80%, 70-80% fat, and then 20 to 30% protein if you eat like ribeye steak. It's like around that, and that's what you wanna, around there you wanna be. But I wanna maximize on fat as possible, so I eat like 80% fat and 20% protein. So I literally eat like, I try to eat fatty beef, but it's difficult because it's expensive and all that. So I eat sometimes ground beef, pasture-raised ground beef, pasture-raised, I know, like shuck steak. They're pretty fatty. It's like the second fattiest steak is, I think it's like T-bone, shuck steak, and whatever. But I eat shuck steak because it's a good price. So I eat that. But what I also do is I add a lot of fat to it. And if you want to know more about this, I kind of went into a side tangent here, but check out my video. Like, it has a thumbnail of a huge steak, a huge chunk of steak, and there I talk about this diet more into depth. But what most people are, they're trying to, oh, fat is bad, it's gonna cause heart disease and this and this and that. They have low protein, but they know that protein is pretty good. But meat is it's unhealthy, but it's the only source of real protein, and they themselves say that protein is important. Well, you cannot get protein, soy protein. Well, you get the protein, you can maybe get 1% of protein, so you gotta eat like 100 times more than you would have been in meat. So you literally need to eat like kilograms to get your daily amount of protein, because you can barely eat it. And you also get the poisons. You need to eat 100 times more, you get poisons with it, you get hormone disruptors, your testosterone is so fucking low. You know why these people, they sit there eating Doritos, they sit there doing this, they don't feel like doing anything. Well, they sit on the couch all day. Well, why? Because you push this soy protein. It's government's fault. Oh, but this is good for our climate, this is good for soy is worst ever for our climate. It's like millions of hectares of rainforest are being destroyed. So big ass, huge monocultures of these plants, this palm oil, whatever fruits and vegetables you have. And high carb. Carbohydrates are fuel for the brain. You want to hear something right now that's gonna shock your mind. Your brain and your body don't need. It's not an essential nutrients. It's not an essential thing in your body. Carbohydrates and fiber are non-essentials. And let me also tell you that every single fruit and vegetables you can see is either made up of fiber or carb or both. The only source that doesn't have carbohydrates or fiber is meat. Whoa! I haven't eaten fiber in about a year now. I haven't died. I've been most energetic ever. Haven't eaten carb because keto diet. Many people know what keto diet is. It's low carb, high fat. Because your body can either run on carb and fat. I'm not saying that you only need to eat fat. Of course you need the protein as well. And meat has the protein and fat. So keto diet is high fat. Carnivore diet is zero carb, not low carb, zero carb, and very high fat. So high fat here, this is all like highest fat. It's like 80% calories from fat, like even higher fat. Carnivore is a type of ketogenic diet, so high fat, but with zero carbohydrates and zero fiber. Because keto diet can be zero carb, some fiber, and high fat. Carnivore diet is zero vegetables, zero fiber, zero carbs, very high fat, and medium to high protein as well. And carnivore is also animal based, so you get the most nutrients in them, bioavailable nutrients. So you have none of the other shit, and you have only the thing that is actually doing anything for you. So this could be meat, butter, maybe dairy and cheese. I don't recommend it because it's like I am very sensitive about this stuff. I've experimented for over a year, and this is something. It's bronze medal in Olympia. Only meat is silver medal, and gold medal is only grass-fed beef. But yeah, you can do, if you eat literally meat, butter, dairy and cheese, you have a top 1% diet already. Top 0.00001 diet is literally eating grass-fed ribeye steak every single day. But if you eat 100% animal based, like you can eat your cheese and dairy and butter, beef tallow, meat, you can even eat pork and chicken because it's so much better than all the other garbage food. But I am very crazy, so I tend to eat lion diet. Maybe you can research that. I can just give you a short rundown. Lion diet is literally only eating ruminant beef, so that's like sheep, bison, cow, you know these things, and cow and lamb are the most common ones because cow is actually the most healthy, second healthiest is sheep, and I tend to like cow, you know what I mean, eat beef and steak, so I eat only beef and steak, ruminant animals, right? And if you even if you go carnivore, but you're still feeling a bit weird, you still have some acne, you still have this, like I still do, because I'm really sensitive to this stuff, but it's gotten so much better. I think I've lost nearly all my acne, all my skin problems because I started eating. It's like, if you saw me a year ago, you would not. Like, I have even videos saved on my channel. If you go on like playlist on YouTube video, but don't do right now, be in full screen of this video. But then you can see I have a bunch of videos. My skin was, oh, holy shit. I literally had, my whole face was red, like I had like breakouts like everywhere, like it was crazy. I could not tolerate this food at all. And people go for the standard diet because, yeah, this is a problem, and then they go to the vegan diet. They are misled. They think the meat is a problem, although the meat is the only thing that I would recommend you actually eating. Like, if I am going to be 100% honest, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I highly recommend this diet for anyone. For muscle growth, for brain energy. If you're a mental worker, you're a physical worker, whatever you are, I recommend this diet. But if you need to bulk, then it's hard because, you know, you get satiated very quickly because you don't eat this shit. You're overweight because you're overfed but malnourished. This is, you're nourished as you should, and, well, you get full very quickly because of it. So it's like very hard to get fat. Like, if you want to get fat on this diet, you need to eat like 1 kilogram of butter a day. It's like, it's very hard. And if you don't lose weight directly, there are some people going on carnivore, whatever, you have heard this maybe, and they still don't lose weight. It's because they are malnourished. Overfed up, malnourished, because you eat until your nutrients balance is evening out a bit. Better nutrients balance, right? So after you've hit that peak, so you just eat, maybe you go up more in weight, but it's because you're malnourished. And then when you're nourished, satisfactory, when your body's telling you, oh, you've got enough meat, you've got enough fat, you've got enough of this, then you will start losing many kilograms just like that. And if you want to check more of this out in more detail, then check out my huge steak video carnivore video, yeah. So this is what it looks, something like it. But I would recommend adding some more fat. You can't see this, but I have a lot of fat here. I literally go on the pan, I fry like 50, 100 grams of vitello, and then I pour it over the meat, right? It's in this liquid form. It's not that tasty, but if you wait a while and you put it in the pan, and I use cast iron. No, I guess I use like cast iron pan, you know, these not these modern pan, these old school pans, which you don't use, you know, you never use, you never clean it with, what the hell is it, cleaning oil? I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called, but these old school pans where you try to clean them with only warm water, whatever, maybe you've heard of them, but this is so much healthier than this, because this was my diet a year ago. I still had anxiety. I was honestly a bit bloated. I didn't feel that good, and this was what I was eating. Sure, this meat, yeah, healthy, whatever. But you know what I ate as well? You see, I ate broccoli, peas, nuts, Brazil nuts, I think, as well. Pepper, leek, I don't know what it's, cabbage or whatever. Apple, orange, 2 eggs. That's like not a lot, not anything. But this was my diet a year ago. This was much better than eating McDonald's 5 times a week. Like, I would say that it's better than McDonald's 5 times a week, but this was when the real magic happened. This, I have some steak here and have some ground beef. This was like 2 months ago, and this was a actual diet. Distracted. Most people are distracted. Most people do their work in this beta way. They have, I'm gonna sit down and work, you know. They have this dedication, like, yeah, I'm gonna work now. They have this, oh, I've planned to work now. I'm gonna work after school, you know, I'm gonna do it after school, right? And when they actually get around to it, if they get there at all, they have 10 tabs open. 10 tabs open. They have YouTube, they have TikTok, they have some video game, some site of their video game, some meta, oh, top tier in this game. They have, oh, how can I get this weapon thingy? They have music on, they have so much stuff on there. And then 24/7 they see, oh, YouTube, and then they're changing video, listen to their game while they study, because you gotta be productive, right? Doing more things is productive. Like, they have this beta, brokey mindset or whatever. So they try to take breaks because I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And then they take their breaks, right? And can you guess? Guess for a second, what do you think they are doing on the breaks? Oh, drink some water, whatever. Yeah, you drink some water, but you have something in your ears, right? You have music boom, 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 playing, and then you have a phone, which you found in your room when you took a break, because you need a break, right? Pomodoro technique, most productive ever. Then you take your phone and then you're like, shit, 1 hour, and then you go back and you're like, I really don't want to work right now. And then, yeah, listen to your brain. That's the best thing you can do, right? My brain always knows the best. I'm not gonna work more. Let's do this tomorrow, right? Yeah, let's do this tomorrow. And then they postpone their work. Yeah. And then the next day, they are still addicted to the TikTok phone, which they always are. And then they're like, no, there's some more TikTok. And then they're like, oh, it's test in 3 days. But everyone needs a cheat day, right? Right? Yeah, and then their friends positively reinforce them of their stupid behavior. Yeah. You gotta need a cheat day every once in a while. Broken mindset. I hate. They're like, and they say that, and then they take breaks every other day. So that's what most people brain issues with people have with the brains and whatever. So that's I've covered the first part of this guide. 2 techniques to clear it and abuse it. Yes, you can clear and abuse your brain. So, ever heard of the concept of dopamine detox? You've probably heard about this online, on YouTube, and on Instagram, on Reddit, or whatever site you're consuming on. You've probably heard about this. And this concept is literally about that we lower our instant gratification, which is instant reward, video game, movies, junk food, phone scrolling on phone, going on Reddit, trying to get the answer, but you're just trying to get some stimulation to your brain. This is instant gratification. And delayed gratification is what I'm doing now. I'm focusing on this, I'm recording. Delayed gratification can be reading, it can be exercising. It's these things that delay. Like, right now it feels a bit bad. That's the only issue with delayed gratification. But honestly, it's good for us, because if we're not in our comfort zone, then we grow. But anyways, the only thing that people can perceive as bad with delayed gratification, because yeah, the results is awesome, the habits is healthy and whatever, but the only thing that's like a bit difficult there, it's that it's hard. It's painful. It's painful. It's much easier to scroll on your phone for an hour, or much easier to be in your comfort zone, maybe watch some anime. It's much easier. It's more difficult to not doing that and making this video, record it, scripting this video. Much harder than doing that. And in Dopamine Detox, we want to do more of delayed gratification, if not only delayed gratification, less instant gratification. Of course, you need to eat, but I try to eat carnivore, because carnivore diet is less of this, because it's not an addiction, it's actual good food, and you don't get addicted. Like, you don't feel hungry all the time, you don't feel like, oh, I want to eat this, I want to eat this. No, the cravings disappear on carnivore diet. You see the bad habit disappear when you're on carnivore diet. So if you're struggling with diet, then that's a thing. You get good sleep, then you have more mental energy. Because one reason why you don't want to do it is because you're addicted to other things. But even if you're not addicted, then it's because you're tired. You see, there are many things who give this extra friction, cause this extra friction. Sorry. And in order to abuse this dopamine, which I talked about before, which was very important, you must first know how it works and what it is. So I drew this before. So this is a dopamine curve, right? You see here, you're doing your normal thing. You're waking up, you're taking your hot shower, whatever, and then you eat your breakfast. Ooh, and this is carbs, loaded with carbs. You eat cereal with like 15 grams of sugar, with fiber as well. Carb, fiber, 15 grams of sugar. Good. Then you're like, oh my god, this was so tasty. Oh my god, this sugar cereals. Oh yeah. And then it's good, and it's good, and then okay, school starts soon. School starts. And then it goes back later, because you have been bored for a long time. But my point is that you eat cereal, ooh, 5 minutes, and then you're, ooh, and then it takes hours to get it back up. So that's why people literally say, don't do any video games for 2 weeks, and that's when you can actually perform. 2 weeks? Is that cereal worth 2 weeks of tiredness and low motivation? Why aren't I motivated? I did whatever, I went this ultra disciplined. You need to, for 2 weeks, do this ultra discipline to see any effect. Or maybe you will see some improvements after day 3 or 4. Because you can go on carnivore diet as an example. You can eat only meat instead of eating fruits, instead of eating damn sugars every day. Then you will feel in day 3, day 4 that you actually can start breathing properly again. Because most people can't nose breathe because they have inflammation. They have poisons in their nose. That's why they cannot breathe. It's insane. They cannot even breathe properly. And what are we humans doing? We're breathing in oxygen and air. We're eating. We're sleeping. We're drinking. That's the 4 basic needs. And I mean drinking water. And then some salt in the water can be good. But we don't drink salt water. We need salt from other sources. But this is the bad curve. So that means that literally you will get more and more depressed the longer this keeps going. But yeah, maybe you won't be depressed by the first time, because the day after maybe it will stabilize. But if you do this every single day, TikTok every single day that this TikTok breaks, this junk food breaks, this whatever breaks, then it will permanently be lower and lower and lower. Maybe not permanent, because you can get it back up by doing a lot of delayed gratification. And that's also beautiful, that you can fix this. It's not the end of the world, right? That it has happened, and that's why you should never beat yourself up, because you can do something about it. And even if you couldn't, beating yourself up will not help you. Crying won't help you. Okay, so this is the good version. So right now, yeah, it's a bit boring. You see it goes down a bit, but it's not much. It's not like it's not a big difference from doing nothing than doing this work. And honestly, this work is a bit funner than doing nothing. Cause you see, I'm enjoying myself. It's not like I've been able to record, 40 minutes or whatever, and I'm still having fun. So the dopamine curve is like this, right? And then it goes up because you have done some delayed gratification, which I'm doing now. It's going up. My happiness is going up. Like, I'm happy now. And then it goes up, then it goes up, then it goes up, and then maybe it goes down again, and maybe it goes up. But the thing is that it will never go below the baseline. Let's say this is baseline here. It will always go up. The more bored you are, the better it gets. That's why hard 3-hour workout after a relapse is what gets you back on track. A cold shower in the morning gets you going. It's because you delay gratification is helping you every time. So if you learn how to abuse dopamine, that's a big part of your brain, because dopamine is so important. It's like the motivation and pursuit. So when you're down here, then you won't feel like doing anything, but when you're up here, then you will feel much better and much more able to work. Like this motivation you always crave, this pursuit, this ability to work you've been craving, is a big part of this is dopamine. So why is dopamine important? I've already talked about this, but it's also enjoyment in a way, because if you have high dopamine in your work, then you will enjoy your work more. So if something is hard and you have more dopamine, then that thing which is hard, that is very important for you in your life, this is hard recording these videos, but if I get more enjoyment in them, then that's a bonus, right? Like, I will still discipline my way through them, but if I can get some enjoyment, then I won't be burned out as quickly, and then I can keep working for longer periods of time, and I will feel amazing doing just that, and I will feel like I have a role to play. I'm purposeful right now, right? So get the enjoyment as well. And I talked about less resistant, and everything you do will be better, just the sheer quality as well. So action step right now. If you're addicted by something of your choice, if you, if you could choose to be addicted by something, what would that be? Write that down. If you could choose to be addicted to something, what would that be? Maybe you pause the video, or maybe you're writing it down, because it's an action step. I really recommend you doing this, because this will help you a lot more than just listening to me for hours. Because the thing that releases the most dopamine in your life will be your new addiction. The thing that releases the most dopamine in your life will be your new addiction. Okay, now you understand, right? If your work, let's say you're trying to get a lot of jacked or whatever, if the funnest thing in your day is going to the gym, then you will inevitably be jacked. So if you're trying to strength train and being a bodybuilder, instead of going on your phone while you work out, or when you're getting home watching anime or doing whatever, eating this junk food that many bodybuilders recommend, you just get your calories in. What would that be if you choose to be addicted by something? Or I guess, what is the thing that is most important in your life? Maybe it's exercise, maybe it's business. If it's, in my case, it's business, so I make business the funnest part of my life, because what I do is, because it is now, like, I love scripting videos. It's like the thing I like the most. Of course I like recording videos, but somehow I'm addicted to scripting videos. But what I do is I script videos, I record videos, and I double 3-4 times down on that, and I just read when I can no longer work. I read, I work on my business, I have an exercise, because daily exercise makes my brain much sharper, and that testosterone increasing and whatever, all these things. And I generally think exercise is hard. It's hard to get into the gym. Like, sure, I can show up there, but it's really hard exercise. It's like this hypertrophy, going to failure. Like, I have bro splits. I maximize. I literally just hit chest one day, arm one day, shoulder one day, legs one day. It's like insane. So I do that because it's an act of discipline as well, and you will stabilize dopamine even more. I guess increase the dopamine to my work even more. Yeah. So low dopamine activities or healthy activities will increase dopamine. Okay, sure, you might enjoy exercise. It's a healthy activity, and it will increase dopamine. Low dopamine activities such as staring in the wall, not doing anything, will also increase dopamine. So instant fun and unnatural activities will temporarily peak your dopamine, the dopamine curve, and lower it right after. Goes down. It's like 5 minutes after it's down. So it's not, oh, I have this high for the whole day. No, it's for 5 minutes, and then after those 5 minutes you feel worse than when you actually did the thing, and then you start thinking, was this ice cream actually worth it? No, it wasn't, because the aftertaste in your mouth is gone after 3 minutes. And that's also a thing I used to get of addiction. It's like, it's not worth it. Like, I will feel like shit afterwards, and it only lasts, like, the pleasure only lasts for like 2-3 minutes. Is this 2-3 minutes worth hours I can put in that business? Hours I can change this world? No. Not worth it. So, when tired, do healthy and boring activity. If you're really tired, then maybe you can't hit the gym. But if you're tired, you feel like, I don't want to do this, do it anyways. Go to the gym when you feel really fried, you don't feel good at all, you slept shit. Try to hit the gym, maybe not hit as hard, but even just going there will be active discipline and will stabilize your dopamine, and will definitely get better sleep the day after. Delayed gratification, I do this hell right now, but tomorrow I can perform as I want to. And a boring activity you can do is meditation, walk in nature, but walk in nature is pretty fun, I'm gonna tell you this. But healthy activities, walking, meditation, staring in the wall, reading, or whatever, all these things. But reading I put there because for you it might be a very good thing to do, but I tend to get lost in my reading. So if I take a reading break, then I will want to keep reading. So this one look out for, but it's much better than your TikTok break. And reading is a healthy habit. So if you struggle reading, you just procrastinate reading, then reading early in the day is a very good strategy for you. Same with gym. If you're really strong and able to do the gym, and your gym is really important, then do it first thing in the morning. That's what I do in my business work. Business work is the most important thing right now for my life, so I do it first thing in the morning. It's literally 5 a.m. right now, so I literally woke up 4 a.m. recording this video because I'm very, very disciplined right now. Yeah, but I want to get this out there, this information out there, because it needs to be out there. Optimize sleep. I'm gonna be brief here as well. Optimizing sleep is basically about optimizing your circadian rhythm, which is a 24-hour natural internal clock. Internal clock, yes. So fixing this circadian rhythm will fix most of your sleep issues. So one thing, a big thing, the biggest, what can you say, the biggest things you can do is optimize the lighting. What I mean by this is that in the morning you want as much light as possible, because when you want to wake up, let's say you have this 5 a.m. 6 a.m. morning routine, then get as much light as possible early in the day. So when I wake up 4 a.m., the sun goes up maybe 7, then I get that sunlight off with my clothes, maybe have some pants on, because kind of need that when you're outside. You know what I mean, right? But I try to get as much light as possible, exposed to as much skin as possible. So lighting is a very important thing, and in the evening it's really important that you don't have a light. There's some people being crazy who have, like I'm telling you right now, there are crazy people sleeping with a light on, sleeping with their phones, whatever, but what you should do is never have any lights on. I literally have blackout curtains, when it's evening time, so I have zero light in the evening, have lowest brightness, yellow screen. I turn the screen yellow, so I don't get the blue light, but honestly any light will disturb this. But I have the lowest brightness because, you know, reading has really helped me in bed. Like I have a Kindle, have the lowest brightness. That has really helped my sleep, because reading is difficult for your brain. It's like, it's healthy because the thing you read before bed will be fresh in your mind. So that's a good thing. And then when you get to sleep, it's much easier for me to fall asleep. And I also do breath work and all these things. But if I could just make a simple, help you make it very simple, like a quick hack to optimize your sleep, it would be having as much light as possible early in the day when you want to be awake. Because maybe you're a night worker, but when you want to be awake, for me it's morning. So I have as much light as possible in the morning. Evening, as little light as possible. So light is the big thing. And temperature as well. I forgot to write this down, but temperature is a very important thing as well. So maybe you have tried this. You cannot sleep when it's hot inside. It's like 20 degrees. I like to have my bed on like 14, 13, like very low temperature, because it's so much easier to fall asleep. And there's actually a lot of science behind this. There is science that says that your body needs to be cold, like the room needs to be cold in order for you to actually fall asleep. Because when we're asleep, our body temperature drops by like 3 to 4 degrees. So having a cold room will make it easier for you to fall asleep and will make your sleep deeper. Both ways. So naturally, not viewing light at night and having a cold room is the two single best tactics you can use. And of course, having no stimulation, having no TikTok, no actually watching like YouTube video like 1 hour before bed, no, like maybe 2 hours if it's like educational video, whatever. But try to not do any technology at all. Like I do no technology at all, honestly. I do this right now. And then I do something, recording software, and then I read. That's all the technology I do. Maybe I watch some videos sometimes, but I mostly read these days, because I get more education, I get more of these brain attention span issues by just being on the tech and the internet. Like you're just a bit more stupid when you're on the internet than not. It's like, let's be honest here, like you feel so much better like being out for days in a hike. Like, yeah, sure, it's difficult to hike, but you don't have these brain issues, this depression, this anxiety brain issues. Like, they literally fade when you eat right, sleep right, and don't stimulate your brain so much, because it's not healthy for it. It needs a break. And I would recommend go to bed same time every single day, because if you sleep at 2 a.m. sometimes and 8 p.m. sometimes, then it will fuck up your sleep schedule. Because I have been out now recently. You know, last week I was out in, I had my NOLS course, medical course in school, right? I couldn't get to bed at 8. Oh, but you're a pussy, this and this and that. I couldn't. Because I slept in a lodge, right, with 3 other people. and they had the light on at like 10 p.m. and then they played Cars until 2 a.m. and then it was hot as hell, so I slept for maybe 3-4 hours for days. So that, I guess that's why I feel a bit tired, because I've been sleep deprived for like 4 days because of this. But when I got home and went to my cold room, no lights, my blackout curtains, I slept 100 times better when I got home. So I got home last night, right? I'm still a bit tired now because I'm trying to fix my rhythm, because I literally slept 2 a.m. I woke up like 6 and 7, but now I went back to my normal routine, which is 4 a.m. So I'm like 3 hours off, and then we had a dinner yesterday, and I ate too late, and I couldn't sleep that well because of that. But there are many things. And yeah, that as well. There are some people who can sleep very well on a full stomach. They sleep very well after I've eaten, but me, I think majority of people actually don't. So my bedtime is literally 8 p.m. So I try to eat at 4 p.m. No later than 4 p.m. And then I try to move around a little to digest it even better. But 4 hours before bed, around that time is good. 5 hours can be even better, but I don't recommend 3. 3 is okay, maybe fine, but 2 hours or 2.5 as I had, my sleep wasn't as good. I'm telling you right now that it wasn't as good. I would recommend at least 4 hours. Maybe 3 if it's fine. But 4 or more. And that's also a big thing. So maybe schedule eating dinner earlier, and maybe read with no brightness when you get home, and try to not stimulate, have your brain under your pillow before bed, not try to TikTok until you fall asleep, because you won't fall asleep by doing that. Or maybe 2 a.m, but then you won't have the sleep at the same time every single day. You won't restore your brain as much, you will still be fatigued the next day. It's like you're drunk or whatever. And sunlight, there are a lot of studies about this as well, a lot of podcasts, Andrew Huberman, a lot of science stuff, that literally just sunlight into your eyes, your readiness and whatever, sets your circadian rhythm along with all these things. And I also do cold shower. That's like extra thing, a discipline thing that gets me a bit more energy, a bit more dopamine and all these things, which I do in the morning. And I've actually made a full guide on that. It was my first video on this new form of videos here. So yeah, now we get to the tech. This was me, I think it was a month ago. Look here, I still looked a bit, I don't know, I look fine, I guess. But I was a bit sleep deprived here, but whatever. Social media and a phone itself is a bad habit. Maybe if you watch this in real speed, in full screen, and you haven't scrolled down to the comments or just a video, changing tabs, maybe go on your phone, taking breaks away from the video and doing something else, eating while you listen to the video, whatever. But social media and the phone itself is a bad habit. Like literally, it's insane. Like there are literally studies as well that not even having your phone, like you don't even use it. Like, oh, okay, you have your phone in your pocket, it can decrease testosterone. It's called radiation. That's a thing, right? But now we talk about the brain, what's affecting your brain. I guess low testosterone affects your brain, but it directly affects your brain. It's like, it's weird because you're in an environment with people with the phone, you feel so much worse. But if you're in an environment when no one has a phone, then you don't feel as bad. It's like just having the phone close by, just being near to tech. Maybe just even looking at tech is a bad habit. Like, I actually think this because I feel like I am very sensitive. Like I can feel these small things. It's probably because I've optimized my routine very much. I can feel when I get good sleep. I can feel what I done that made good sleep. So I can feel when I eat 1 hour before bed and I feel like shit. I can feel when I have my phone even go on it, even press the power button, I feel like shit because it lights up and my brain just feel like it's frying slowly, and in TikTok it really fries, but I never use that. So social media itself can be a problem, and definitely scrolling and seeing many videos, clicking on some videos while you were trying to do work or whatever, it's definitely an issue. But walking without your phone is probably one of the best things you can do. Like, I honestly have underestimated walking for many months now. Like, I do walking like every day because it's really good for you, but walking with tech free, like literally just walking, maybe you get your phone with you, but then put it in a bag or whatever. And I have this handbag, a very I put around my a very little bag I have with me, and then I maybe have the phone and a key in there, and maybe a credit card if you want to go to the store. But I don't live near the store, so I only have my phone, my key to the door, to our main gate. It's insane. One walk made me realize certain things in this life. Solitude is extremely important for us in the modern world. And I will make a full guide on solitude. I've already made the script for it. I will record it soon enough. But realizations by walking, it's insane. Like, now I think it was 5-6 days ago. I was in that Knowles course or whatever. Or maybe that's like 3 days ago. A Knowles course. I went with a notebook, a pen. And then I just went walking. And here, shower thoughts, you've heard about shower thoughts, you've heard about whatever thoughts, but a walking, no plan, no technology, just go out and walk for half an hour, an hour. I came back with 3 pages of a journal. And in that journal, I had like video ideas, sure, yeah, that's easy. But I had discovered my purpose. I knew that this, what I'm doing right now, is the thing I need to share. When one learn, one should also share. I have heard that quote somewhere, I don't know by who, but no one can take learning away from you. And when one learn, one should share. I can use this myself, of course, and I already do. I implemented to see if it actually worked. I made a promise in the beginning of this video that I would talk no BS, pull out things from my ass. Things that I genuinely think and genuinely have tried myself. And I did this walking realization. Like, for real. Not here, because I don't have a picture, because I didn't even have my phone. I didn't even take a picture of me. Hope you believe me. But I was out walking, and I knew that the thing I was doing wasn't right, because I journal about something called, what would you do if you knew you would fail? If I knew I would fail in business, what would I do? What is the funnest business model? And I did writing. Yeah, it's fun. I write my own book, fiction, whatever. But you know what I found myself doing? I found myself reading non-fiction all the time. Because I don't know, I like fiction, it might be fun, but I don't know, I wanted something more. I wanted something really educational. I am addicted to learning. And that's why this is a perfect business model for me, because I'm addicted to learning. I try those things, and then I come back and tell you what worked and what didn't, and how you can make it work. And I'm telling you right now, if you're lost, you're too stimulated to technology, your brain is like this brain fog, even though you have, but I eat carnivore, I'm hitting the gym, I'm doing this and this and that, but you're still stuck. Then walking, tech-free walking, is the single best. I would only say that tech-free is the single best. Tech-free walking, single best habit you can do. I dare say that. Because without this, I would still be lost. Without this, I would feel weird, lost, stimulated. I felt amazing. I didn't have a gym for 4 days, but I could walk, I could run. I managed. This tech just blocks part of your brain. You've probably felt this many times. This frying, like this it feels empty after you've gone for a binge session or whatever. You feel like shit. You're like, no, I can do something else. Like, you feel this emptiness in your brain. This has literally shown to disturb memory, and it has for me as well, and REM sleep. So not only is it because but you go over your bedtime. No, just being too much on tech will disturb your REM sleep. Perhaps that's why I've never had a dream. I don't know, but it disturbs. Okay, I have had dreams, but not often. So this is. It also disturbs thought patterns, and it really, really does. Like, when you sit there for an hour with a journal, don't do anything, being bored or whatever, don't even be near tech. So much comes into your mind. So much. So, when I didn't do any tech, my attention span improved. When I improved my diet, my attention span improved as well. But being tech free, literally, like, of course I use tech for this, what I'm doing now, but instead of being on social media, instead of being on phone, going on Reddit, like literally doing nothing, if you need answers, then read a book about it, or watch an educational video. Such as this, maybe you're trying to fix your brain, then you read a book about brain, and then you watch this video. Because I synthesize what I've learned and what worked for me. So it literally made me draw a blank, this tech, and this was in whatever I did. So generally, I drew blanks all the time, even though I was doing business, even though I was doing this and this and that. My brain just couldn't, I just forgot, like my memory was shit because of this. Deep work is another thing that will help your brain, because this is the best tactic to detach from tech, and doing meditation, being a good diet, all these things work, but the thing that will improve your attention span, because the other things rob you of your attention span, this will increase your natural attention span, which is probably higher than 99% of people, because if you have none of the bad habits, you will in turn have better attention span than them. But if you want to get even better attention span than your natural attention span or whatever, deep work is for you. So deep work is this very, very hard task, like meditation but in work. You just work. I've sitting here for like 1 hour speaking into the camera. So this is deep work, literally about. And before you go into this very focused flow state, I recommend doing these things. So I recommend you being prepared. So before I do this 1 hour of deep work, I want to fill all the needs I have. So I take some water and salt so I don't feel thirsty, and now I have no distractions. I don't watch anime at the same time I record this video. I only am right here, right now, trying to give you the value. Have done the mental schoolwork. I have tested in 2 days. You have done all that shit that takes your brain and mind. You have no distractions. You don't have a full table. You don't have someone speaking to you, disturbing you. You have to edit because someone disturbed you. You have to do this. No, you just sit, do it. You don't have any distractions, any music or any tabs open or anything that's gonna distract you. You don't have your phone near you, because sometimes you just gonna scroll without even thinking. And then maybe have done your shower for the day so you don't feel like shit, and maybe get some sunlight, because I gotta get sunlight, and then you have gotten that already, all these things, and then you can actually get into the flow. So when you're in the flow, what you're doing is you're artistically, like this is, you need to be extreme, you're artistically focusing on one thing. That's what you're doing deep work, because I'm only doing one thing. I'm only giving you the value. I'm only recording now. So one thing, artistically focus on one thing. And then when you mind wander, like meditation, you think about some music, dun, 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 whatever, boom, 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 boom. Or you think about gym, you think about this, and oh, I'm gonna eat later. Like you think on whatever thing, and then what you're going to do is you just bring back those thoughts onto the task you did just a second ago, and that was artistically focused on the video. So every time I start a mind wander, whatever, I try to bring it back, but I haven't already. I don't know. Maybe it's because I've practiced this for a long time, so I can stay for like 1 hour, 1.5 hours without even being distracted or whatever. But try to bring back on the work. Bring back my attention back to the work, to the work, to the work. That's what I'm doing when I'm scripting, when I'm recording now. So, as an action step right now, move your clothes from the floor. Move your clothes from the floor. There can be floors on your bed, there can be floors behind your monitor, there can be clothes everywhere. Move them, put them in the laundry or whatever, just if it's clean clothes and you just threw them, whatever, then put them in your wardrobe, put them somewhere where you gather the clothes. Don't let them be a distraction. Don't just, even if they're not a distraction, having a clean environment does so much more than you can imagine. So move stuff away. So clean and move stuff away. Environment is everything. So the second actionable step you can do right now is make your tabs separate and full screen. So instead of having 10 tabs there, close them all or enter full screen while you watch this video. Because if you have mind wandered, you have gone on your phone, you've done something else, and you're not totally focusing, and you will not get total value from this video. So literally, if you want to get more value from this video, you want to get all the value, then you just focus on it in full screen. Stare literally into the camera. Stare into me while I speak. So that's the second part, techniques to clear and abuse it. Now you should know how to clear and abuse it and what people do wrong. Now, what's the difference between a clear and a diluted brain and a overstimulated brain? Summary. We talked about that most people have these ADHD, low attention span issues. They feel anxious, depressed. I'm not as good as that guy. I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. It's too hard because I have TikTok and I have this brain fog my whole life. Like I might just feel bad. I thought this was a part of my life. And then I talked about daily things to clear your mind. Boring and healthy breaks. Maybe go on a daily walk, stare in the wall. To eliminate all the distractions. Phone, scrolling, other tabs. Practice attention span. When you're doing deep work, just focus back on the deep work. Keto or carnivore diet. Maybe you don't want to do carnivore diet for some reason, then go keto, eat meat, eat maybe some vegetables, but eliminate carbs and don't be afraid of fats. And when it's fats, please be afraid of seed oils, because seed oils are highly processed. So that's like rapeseed oil, olive oil, and whatever. Try to eat butter, tallow. So if you literally eat a lot of butter, you eat maybe fish and a lot of beef and pork or whatever, and maybe you have some vegetable, then you're eating a lot better than most people. But if you're really, really insane like me, like you just don't even like vegetables to begin with, and you want even more health and more energy and more of this stuff, and you just want a reason to eat more meat, then go carnivore diet. Incorporate some kind of daily exercise. I hit the gym because it's good, but maybe you can also run. And then of course your daily walks as breaks, and maybe even take a daily walk in the evening to get, if you're lost in your life, because I got my realizations the only way, like all my realization came from like literally walking in nature for an hour with no plan. That's like the best thing you can do. And then 5, the thing that is most important in your life, maybe it's your gym, maybe it's business, make that the thing with the highest dopamine. So literally get addicted to your work. So the biggest difference, trash brain, $0 in the bank account. Well, you can be $0 in a bank account with optimized brain. But for long term, this is what it will cause. You will never find your true purpose, right? Like before my tech-free realization walk, I was still on the wrong path. And you will always carry a huge void, this huge brain fog. You will always feel like shit. You're unpurposeful, you feel like shit every day, you have no money, you're depressed. Optimized brain. You're fulfilled because you know the road you're treading right now is the right one. You feel amazing knowing your dream and your goals. You know them, and you know that you can achieve them if you just are willing to sacrifice, are willing to do these hard things and willing to sacrifice. You know that you have this endless potential because now your brain is working, so you have endless potential compared to the others, because you in one day will get more done in day than they in like 1.5 years. Because that walking realization walk could have saved you a year of being on the wrong business. So it can save you a year, literally just taking a long walk. Finally being able to do the things you were never able to do now, because now you have the time. Now you're financially free. Now you're happy while being financially free. It's a very big difference there. Because even if you're on this anime or whatever, then you will always feel emptiness. Because the only way to actually feel happy is not to do things that makes you feel happy. It's to make, okay, maybe, but not to do the instant thing that makes you feel happy. But the thing to be happy, it's just having a brain, because it's the brain that's causing you to be unhappy and happy. So fixing your brain will make you happy more longer times, not only just 5-minute bursts, but for longer periods of time. Congratulations, you made it to the end of this video. If you didn't, just skip here. But I have some respect to you. You managed to be on this video, and it's 1 hour and 20 minutes or something, and you went through the whole thing. Respect, like seriously. And now I hope you can clear your mind finally being able to start living as just like in the childhood years, just like you used to. Happy brain, happy life. Now you're able to be productive while being happy. So I hope the best for you, and I hope you can actually use your brain as it was intended to from the very beginning. So best regards, Eskilax.